What's going on, guys? It's J-Mass, and I'm back again with another dope New England adventure. So, sitting behind me is the Pink House, an iconic landmark located in the town of Newbury, Massachusetts. Now, ever since 2011, the Pink House has been located on the grounds of the Parker River National Wildlife Refuge, and has essentially been federally owned and maintained. However, the Pink House was first built all the way back in 1925, and was caught between a bitter divorce between a husband and a wife. According to local legend, Harry Cutter and his wife, Ruth, were battling a bitter divorce, with one of the terms of the divorce ordering that Harry build his soon-to-be ex-wife a replica of their home in nearby Newburyport. However, Harry was never told where to build this house, so he used this as an opportunity for petty revenge. In 1925, the Pink House was built atop the swampy mudflats of the Great Marsh, isolated from the rest of town as it stood alone. Furthermore, the house only had saltwater plumbing instead of freshwater. This marked the Pink House as a prime example of a spite house, a type of habitable structure built specifically to annoy or irritate someone. As expected, Ruth would not stay at this house for long, and soon left with her son Harry Jr. Of course, this story is largely understood to be nothing more than a popular urban legend. While Harry and Ruth did finalize a divorce sometime in the 1920s, it is reported that they had actually separated shortly after moving into the Pink House together in 1925, implying that it had been constructed and completed prior to their divorce. Ultimately, the Pink House would remain under the Cutter family's ownership until 1947, when it was then sold to a new family. The house would change hands several times, first in 1949, then in 1950, then in 1955, and finally in 1960. The Pink House was purchased for the final time in September 2011, when the Parker River National Wildlife Refuge, under ownership of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, acquired it, fully incorporating it into the protected saltmarsh land. Today, the Pink House is a very popular and well-known landmark, admired by both locals and tourists alike. The Pink House is located just on the cusp of Plum Island, a popular summer region for beaches and summer homes. As such, many beachgoers driving into the island are greeted by the bright pink house, standing alone in the salt marsh. For many, the house is a point of local pride and is revered by the community. So as you can see, the Pink House is an iconic symbol of northeastern Massachusetts and beloved by many. But sadly, it's likely not going to be in this spot for much longer. As of Wednesday, July 10th, the federal government has ordered that the Pink House go on the auction block with a starting bid of $3,000. And between the next 30 to 60 days, the Pink House is up for sale. Now that doesn't mean that if someone buys it, it's saved miraculously. Whoever buys the Pink House basically has two options. They either have to relocate it or demolish it. Sadly, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has been trying to remove the house for several years now, whether by relocating it or demolishing it. After a site survey was conducted in 2014, the government found that the house contained hazardous material, including asbestos and mold. This proved to be a potential environmental hazard, especially considering that the house was sitting atop a fragile ecosystem. Furthermore, the government has claimed that maintaining the Pink House is expensive, and that costs have been increasing due to its age and decay. Meanwhile, a grassroots campaign known as Support the Pink House would pop up in 2015, dedicated to saving the Pink House by any means necessary, acknowledging its historical, cultural, and symbolic importance. Part of the campaign's mission was to address the government's concerns. Regarding the hazardous conditions, the Support the Pink House campaign has maintained that the house can be restored and repaired, and that they are fully willing to aid in this project. Furthermore, they have attempted to financially assist the Parker River National Wildlife Refuge in its maintenance of the structure. Nonetheless, the refuge and the government have recently been unreceptive to the campaign's attempts to save the house. As mentioned previously, the Pink House is now up for auction, and its fate of either being relocated or demolished has largely been sealed. To me personally, the Pink House stands not just as an icon of the town of Newbury, but of Massachusetts as a whole, and it's still to this day a culturally and historically significant landmark. And the reason I made this video is because I don't really know how much longer it has left. The Pink House has been sitting on this site for 99 years now, almost an entire century, yet it's either going to be relocated or demolished in the near future, and that is such a shame. You know, I've come to Plum Island and driven through Newbury so many times in the past, and every time I'm up here, I'm always looking forward to seeing this structure. It's an icon, and I know I'm not the only one in Massachusetts who loves the Pink House. So for that reason, I fully support the Pink House movement and everything they're doing to protect this thing. It's a shame it's going to be relocated or demolished. I would hate to see this thing gone, but at the end of the day, I do fully support their movement because this thing has been sitting here for almost a century and it's beloved by many. I love the Pink House. In my opinion, as all other opportunities have been unsuccessful, the best case scenario is that the Support the Pink House campaign is able to win the Pink House from the auction and relocate it elsewhere for historical preservation. To support this, I have made a small donation to their cause in the hopes that the Pink House, even if relocated, is saved for future generations to enjoy. I greatly admire all that the Support the Pink House campaign has done. They have raised awareness for this piece of local history and even offered financial assistance to ensure its maintenance and safety. Thus, it is a shame to hear that the government is so insistent on removing this building from its current location. Ironically, it has become something of a spite house for them. Like, bruh, at least let it hit 100 years there. Why pull it at 99? Not cool, guys. Not cool. No matter what happens, the Pink House is an icon and will remain so indefinitely for its near century-long presence here in Newbury, Massachusetts. It is the pride of the local community and draws many tourists and admirers year-round. If you're up in the Plum Island area anytime soon, be sure to catch a glimpse of it before it's too late. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. I've been J-Mass as always, and this has been another dope New England adventure. As always, guys, feel free to subscribe to the channel because I'm always doing stuff like this, exploring New England, the many historic and abandoned sites it has to offer and beyond. Or you could follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. But I've been J-Mass, and I just want to say, save the Pink House and support the Pink House. It's such a shame that we're going to be losing this historic site, but I love the Pink House and I want to see it saved.